Hello, guys. Welcome to biology class. Okay, like we said in the previous episode, since we started talking about evolution, we have not actually seen any question on evolution. Okay, so I decided to have a full class. Okay, just for past questions. So let's reminisce on what we have been taught, and then use the knowledge that we have been taught to answer questions. Okay, you see how easy questions become. Okay, after you have properly learned. Okay, so let us, past question also will make me to be able to, JAMB, sometimes they will set question out of your syllabus too. Okay, so it's not only the syllabus. That's why we make our classes very elaborate. I don't know if you have noticed, our classes are very elaborate, right? So that to cover every area, so that even if you're praying for WAEC, you're praying for JAMB, praying for NECO, GC, NABTEB, you can use our videos, all right? So please ensure you are following us, okay, and ensure you have the O3 Schools application on your phone. All right, so if you have not downloaded the app for WAEC and for JAMB, all right, please do so right away. It is very, very important, so that what you will not be found wanting. Okay, if you want to succeed in your JAMB or WAEC exam once, please get this app, download it, activate it. Okay, you can use the question search feature to search for question on any topic you have read, so you can see questions that have been set, okay, from previous years about that topic. Then once you're able to answer them confidently, all right, there's no way they want to set question from again for you. All right, please, many of you will say, does JAMB repeat past question? It's a lie. JAMB does not repeat past question. You will see today, even as you're looking at evolution question, and you see how JAMB repeats your past question. Sometimes it's not, they don't repeat past question word to word for you, all right? But some other times they repeat it exactly the way it is, okay? So that's why you are not expected to cram. Nobody expects you to cram whatever you are studying. Don't cram, avoid cramming. Read, understand, all right? So that no matter how the question is set, no matter how twisted the question is, it will be easy for you to answer. All right, please download the app. The app has everything you need to succeed in your exam. All right, all you need to do is simply go to Play Store, go to App Store, or message this number on WhatsApp to get the app on your computer. All right, if you need for your Android, it's available. For your iPhone, it's available. All right, for your computer, message this number, you get the link, download it on your computer so that you can practice as if you are in the exam hall. All right, that's why the CBT app is very important, okay, to your preparation. Get the O3 Schools application. I don't care if you have other apps on your phone, right, but this O3 Schools app, right, is a bombshell. It's something you cannot do without. Get the app, all right, no matter how many apps you have on your phone, get this particular O3 Schools application. All right, check our testimonies from last year. See a lot of people passing over 300. Okay, you don't have to. They don't have two heads, so you can do it also. I believe so much in you that you can do even much more than what has been ever done. All right, so please get the app. All the past questions are on the app for all the subjects. There are wonderful features designed to make you excel in your studies, okay, like the question search feature. All right, all you need to do is click on question search. If you want to search for question on evolution, now click on question search. I'm showing you how to do it right now. All right, then once you click on question search, select the subject biology, okay, or any subject that you want. All right, once you click on biology, all right, then on the search bar, type evolution, then search. You see questions, all right, that have been set from different years concerning evolution. Answer all of them, right, to help you gain more understanding about what the topic you are talking about, right? And then likewise, ensure that you use the classroom feature. The classroom feature has the latest JAMB syllabus, has lecture note structure according to those syllabus. There are video lessons, and of course, you also see what else. You will see study plan on the classroom feature. The study plan helps you to create a timetable that will make it easy for you to finish your syllabus in time using the lecture notes on the application. All right, so please ensure you use it to your advantage, okay, and make sure you start early. All right, start your preparation early. All right, it's one of the first step, okay, to succeeding, and make sure you finish your syllabus no matter what. All right, for all your 4 subjects, not just only one. All right, and then also the mock challenge, participate in the mock challenge every Saturday, okay? The mock challenge is designed to bring that competitiveness, to make you bring out that spark. Many of you that are, especially those that have left school for maybe for 1 year or 2 years before writing JAMB, all right? You see that this competitiveness, all right, will make them to be able to reason faster. It will improve their understanding. So participate in the mock exam, both on the WAEC and the JAMB app every Saturday, all right? get used to JAMB past question, likely exam questions, or WAEC, both on the WAEC app also. So WAEC past question, WAEC likely exam question. You familiarize yourself with how exam bodies set questions. Okay, it will put you in place of the examiner, and you'll be able to reason what the examiner may probably be reasoning. All these are on the application for a small fee. Okay, so many of you say it is too expensive. I don't even know how people come about it being expensive, all right? Because if you see the stress it goes, okay, that the stress to make an application is not even one that you want to think about, all right? It's very, very stressful, especially educational apps where we get low patronage, because many of you prefer to use that money to go and buy clothes, okay, than to pass your exam at once, all right? So please get the app, activate it. All right, the app, the price on the app is the correct activation fee. All right, activate it, pay. Okay, click on activate on the app. At the top, you see buy activation key. Click on buy activation key. You will also see what else? The three options. Okay, by transfer, you can use your card to pay online. You can use Google Pay. All right, if you have purchased anything from Google Play Store before, right, you can use that method to pay. Okay, but it's more expensive, so ensure you just do the transfer. And then once you have made your transfer, send the receipts to this number on WhatsApp. You get urgent attention. All right. So please, that's all. Let us continue with questions from evolution. All right. I'm sure you have enjoyed yourself. Okay. Us discussing about evolution. All right. The theories, evidences, and so on and so forth. So this is a 2023 question. Beginning 20. This is a 2023 question, number 32. It says that which of the following is evidence of evolution? Which of the following is evidence for evolution? A, say fossils of extinct organisms. All right, we talked about paleontology, all right, fossil records. Okay, so fossils of extinct organisms, all right, is what's an evidence for evolution. Then B, says similarities in embryonic development. Also spoke about the embryo, okay, embryonic or development. So it's also part of what evidences for what for evolution. C says homologous structures in different species. All right, it's also what part of it. We spoke about anatomical and morphological what evidences of evolution. So we'll talk about homologous structure, talk about analogous structures, okay, convergent and divergent evolution, and so on and so forth. All of this, they come out in your exam. Okay, I was not just giving you stories. All right, these are what comes out in your exam. That's why I'm even doing this section only for past questions, so that you fully understand that we have not been playing. So if you have not watched any of the episodes from genetics, variation, hereditary up to evolution, go and watch all of them. They are all important to your success, to your exam success. All right, so C is also correct. So D says all of the above. So correct answer will be your option D. All of the above. They are all evidences of evolution. Also spoke about biogeographical evidences. All right, paleontology, morphological and anatomical, okay, embryological evidence, and so on and so forth. So let us also see 2020, number 4. Okay, it says that increasing specialization of structures and function among animals of the same class and order for survival in new and different environments, okay, is called what, all right? They say increasing specialization of structure and function among animals of the same class and order for survival in new and different environment is called what? A says adaptive radiation, all right? B says phylogeny, C says homology, D says what? Analogy, okay? So obviously, correct answer there is what? Is adaptive radiation, all right? So increasing specialization of structures and function among animals of the same class and order for survival in new and different environments is actually called what? Adaptive radiation. It's a process in evolution where an organism diversifies rapidly from an ancestral species into a multitude of new forms. All right, so please, we spoke about adaptive radiation at great length. You see that what is being asked on it. So we know examples of adaptive radiations also, which were given to you in the class. Now let's see 2020 number 32. It says here that the wing of a bat and that of a bird, the flippers of whales and the fins of a fish are examples of A says adaptive radiation, B says vestigial structures, C says continuous variation, D says convergent evolution. All right. So what is convergent evolution? Correct answer there is what? Convergent evolution. I'm sure you know that, right? Flippers of what? Or the flippers of whale and the flippers and fins of fish, the wing of a bat and that of what? Of a bird. Those are examples of what? Convergent evolution. Convergent evolution, when we talk about organisms having same biological structures, having similar what? Functions, okay? But what? Different anatomical structures, all right? That is what? Convergent evolution, okay? We spoke about many examples, all right? So please go back to the class. There's no way I'll be stressing myself here, okay? Because I've been properly taught in the class. So correct answer there is option D. 2019, number 35. 2019, number 35 says, in the theory of use and disuse, Lamarck proposed that evolution occurred because of the following, except, learn to read question and understand. They say, in the theory of use and disuse by Lamarck, he proposed that evolution occurred because of the following, except one of them is wrong. They say there is natural selection of offspring. Okay, the Lamarck natural selection was attributed to Lamarck. Okay, that's the first thing you should be asked yourself. So they say A says there's natural selection of offspring. B says there's great changes in the environment. I remember I spoke about what environmental effect, okay, and changes. Okay, as environment changes, new desire, new needs happens, and so on and so forth. All right. So also environmental factor like light, heat, and sun, and all of those affect what evolution. So all of this were part of what what's it called? Postulates by what? By Lamarck, by Lamarckism, okay, in the theories of what? Of evolution. C says organisms develop specialized character. Obviously, yes. Then D says the characters are inheritable. All right. So all of these are what? Are from B, C, and D. They are what? They are postulates of Lamarck. But A says there's natural selection of offspring. Is not, because that one was what? By Darwin. Okay. So it is Darwinism that spoke about what? Natural selection. All right. So we see natural selection what? In Darwinism, not in what? In Lamarckism. Okay. So please take note of that. So let's see another year. This is 2018. Number 6. It says here that Lamarck's theory of evolution is based on the fact that, okay, Lamarck's theory of evolution is based on the fact that A, organisms acquire genes from their parents. B says organisms pass on acquired characteristics to the offspring. C says the characteristics of organisms are determined by their creator. D says the characteristics of organisms are the sum of their parent characteristics. Okay, so among what's one of the postulates of Lamarck, okay, which is even very popular, is what? Is the inheritance of what? Of acquired what? Characters. All right. So very correctly, option B states that to say organisms pass on. That was what Lamarck said. He said organisms pass on what? Acquire characters to their offspring. Okay, which was very, very wrong. Okay, organisms do not pass on what? Acquire characteristics. Okay, for example, as I had an accident now, okay, I had an injury on my head here. I don't know if you noticed. Okay, I have this bump on the side here, right? When I give birth to my children, will they have this injury? Will they have this bump? They will not have, because I acquired it during the course of my lifetime. All right, so those are not what? Characters are what? That they inherit. Okay, the inheritable characters characters include like your 2 eyes. Now you give birth to a baby. If I give birth to my baby now, my baby must have 2 eyes. We have what? 2 ears. Okay, we have 2 nostrils. Okay, all these ones, they are what? Characters that are inherited. All right, but acquired characters, okay, are not are characters that we get, okay, or during the course of our lifetime. They do not pass on to the next generation. So B is what? Is the theory of evolution by Lamarck, okay? So that is Lamarckism. Organisms pass on acquired characteristics to the offspring. Option B is very correct here. Okay, you see how I've been applying all I've been learning. Also have 2012 number 50. All right, so it says that from a study of Galapagos or finches, okay, when Darwin was visited with Galapagos or Highland. Say Darwin derived his theory of evolution from A, say comparative anatomy, all right. B says comparative physiology. C say fossil remains. D say comparative embryology. Okay, obviously answer is what? Is A, comparative anatomy. Okay, because comparative anatomy speaks about what? Similarity and differences among what? Organisms. Okay, of what? Of the same what? Species. All right. So you see the Galapagos what? Finches. Okay, there were about 14 what? Variety. Okay, that what? That Darwin found, right? 13 were on the Galapagos what? Island. All right. Why what the 14th one was what on the near Cocos what island. All right. So Galapagos. Okay, please. Okay, Galapagos what island. Why the one was what on the near Cocos what island. So 14 variants. Okay, initially this they all evolved from what from the original seed eating what finches. Okay. Then before you know, you now see what different variants. Okay, those who eat flesh, the ones that do this, the one different other varieties what evolved from what from this one variety. Okay, so from the study of Galapagos what finches, Darwin derived his theory from comparative what anatomy. Okay, so that what organisms can evolve. Okay, from what from just what one. From one organism, you can see different other what organism evolving from just that one. So it studied the differences and similarity between all of these varieties of what of finches that he saw on the island. So correct answer is option A there. 2012 and verse 11. 2012 number 11. We say the feature that links birds to reptiles in evolution is the possession of the feature that links birds to reptiles. Okay. In evolution is the possession of A say feathers, B say beak, C say skeleton, D say scales. Okay, obviously scales because birds have what scales. Okay, on their leg. All right, reptiles, their full body is covered by what by scales. So it is scales that links for them. All right, that is the feature that links birds to reptiles in evolution. Possession of scales. Even with common sense, you should be able to answer that word correctly. 2012 number 4. Okay, so they say that which of the following is most advanced in the evolutionary trend of animals? Okay, we'll come back to this question. So in evolutionary trend, I didn't tell you during the course of the class. It's even actually in your syllabus. I don't think it's in your syllabus, but you see, these are the kind of questions that they ask you out of your syllabus. They expect you to know it. Okay, so they will not vividly state it clearly in your syllabus, but you need to know them. All right. So evolutionary trend in plants, evolutionary trend in animals. Okay. Let me quickly do that so that we'll learn that and then can continue with our questions. All right. So for the evolutionary trend in plants. Okay. In plants, it begins to do with bacteria. Okay. Bacteria. Okay, which is what? Schizophyta. Okay, which is what? The schizophyte. Example is what? Is cyanobacteria is an example. Okay, so it begins to talk with the what? With the bacteria. All right, then from the bacteria, then we now have what? Algae. Okay, algae is what? Is a tylophyte. Okay, it's a tylophyte. Tylophyte. Okay, algae are what? They are the first what? Photosynthetic plants. They are the first photosynthetic plants. Okay, examples of these are what are Spirogyra and Volvox. Okay, so Spirogyra, e.g., Spirogyra and Volvox. Okay, so it begins with bacteria, then which is what? It is a schizophyte. Then we now have what? Algae. You must know all of this. So, okay, then we now have what? Algae, which is a tylophyte. Algae are the first photosynthetic plants. Examples are what? Spirogyra and Volvox. Then from the tylophyte, we now have the bryophytes. Bryophytes. Okay, these bryophytes, they are the first land plants. Okay, they are the first land plants. Okay, examples of this are mosses and liverwort. Mosses and liver. Okay, so that is the next what? The next what? That is the next trend. Okay, after schizophytes, tylophytes, now have what? Bryophytes rather. Then from bryophytes we have pteridophytes. Now what? Pteridophytes. They are the first vascular plants. Okay, pteridophytes are the first vascular plants. Okay, examples Lycopodium. Lycopodium. Okay, so that's what those are what? Pteridophytes. So from bacteria to algae, which are the tylophytes, then the bryophytes, which are the first land plants, to the pteridophytes, okay, which are what the first vascular plants. Examples like Lycopodium also have ferns. Please take note. Ferns are also examples of what? Of pteridophyte. Ferns are examples of pteridophytes. So examples are Lycopodium and ferns. Then we have gymnosperms. We have gymnosperms. Okay, gymnosperms are what? Are the first seed plants. Okay, the first seed plant. Okay, example is Pinus. Okay, is it Caicus? Okay, so we have what? Pinus, we have Caicus. Then we also have angiosperms. The first of flowering plants, angio. Okay, flowering plants. Okay, example mango, okay, wheat, maize, okay, all of those are what are angiosperms. Okay, mango, wheat, maize, rose, okay, all of these are what are angiosperms. So this is what the evolutionary trend, okay, in what? In plants. Take note of this. All right, evolutionary trend or sequence in plants. Okay, so begins with what? Bacteria. Okay, schizophytes. Example, cyanobacteria. Then we now have talophytes, algae. Okay, the first photosynthetic plants. Then example, Spirogyra and volvox. Then we have bryophytes, first land plants, mosses and liverwort. Then we have pteridophytes, first vascular plants, Lycopodium and ferns. Then we have gymnosperms, first seed plants, Pinus and Caicus. They have what? Angiosperms, flowering plants, mango, wheat, maize, rose, and the what? And the likes. Okay, so this is what the trend began from. What? From this, and then what matured to what? To this flowering plant. Okay, please, you must take note of it. You must know it. You will see questions soon, so you understand why you should know it. You will come back to this. If you are refused to learn it now, okay, after we see some questions, only you will run back here and what? And come and know this. So they are very, very important and you must know them. Okay, so please, let us now see evolutionary trend in animals. All right, we have discovered that a lot of you do not support what you are doing here. Okay, so let me just explain, let me make it easy for you to understand why you should support us. Okay, number one, you are not the only one preparing for this exam. Okay, and these classes are free. Okay, they are free. You are not paying for the class. Okay, the only thing you are paying for is the app, and the app is loaded. It takes a lot of effort to make that application. Okay, so that is just a small token to say thank you for what you are doing. Okay, for the app. Okay, so you may choose not to use the app. Follow the videos, our lessons, you see pass very well. Okay, so we are not. The only thing is that for the app will make you what? Understand better. Like, we have been using the app since now to answer questions. Okay, so it is like the app is a bomb. Okay, designed to just make you succeed, but you can still do without it and succeed. So how can you support us? Just by liking this video, you have supported us. Because liking the video, all right, will make this video to be recommended to other students who are preparing for this exam like you. So because these videos are important and you are succeeding and you are liking it, all right, other students will also find it useful. So leave everything you are doing now. Just click on the like button. If you are watching from Facebook, click on the like button. If you are watching from TikTok, click on the like button. All right. Then also subscribe to the channel if you are watching from YouTube also. Okay. Subscribe. Click on the red subscribe button if you have not subscribed before. All right. Then of course, if it's Facebook, share it. If you're on TikTok, share it. Then likewise, ensure that what you copy the link of this video, copy it, all right, share it to your friends, share it to your classmates, your WhatsApp groups, okay? Let them all come and learn for free, okay? Because these videos are useful to you, it will also be useful to them. All right, so in all of this, as you are doing this, God will bless you abundantly. All right, so let us now see evolutionary trend in animals. So for animals, begins what? With protozoans. Okay, so protozoans, they are what? They are unicellular. Right? They are unicellular. Okay? They are what? They are single cells. They are single cell. Example are what? Amoeba and paramecium. Okay? So it begins with what? With these protozoans. Okay? They are the simplest. Okay, so it's just what this trend is showing from simplest to what to complex. Okay, so it begins with protozoans and ends with what with chordates. With chordates, that is the vertebrates. Okay, where we have what man. Okay, where we have man, fishes, amphibians, reptiles, birds. Then we have what man. All right, which is what the most advanced. He has brain. Okay, intelligent, and so on and so forth. All right, so it begins with what this simple one called protozoan. Then after the protozoan, we now have the porifera. Porifera. These porifera, they're sponges. Another name can call them is what? Is sponges. Okay, and these poriferas, they are multicellular, but they have no true tissue or organs. Okay, they are multicellular, okay, but have no true tissue or organs. Okay, and an example is cycon and spongilla. Okay, e.g., we have what cycon and spongilla. All right, so that's those are what the sponges. Okay, they are multicellular, but they have no true tissues or organs. Okay, so porifera, the sponges, begins with the protozoans. From the protozoans to the what? To the sponges. Then, of course, from the sponges, we now have what? The phylum Coelenterata, okay? Coelentrates. Okay? These coelentrates are also called what? Cnidarians. Cnidarians. Okay, please see there's a C, okay? Cnidarians, okay? Coelentrates, okay? Also called what? Cnidarians. They have true tissues, okay? They have true tissues, okay? They have what? Radial symmetry, all right? And then they also have what? Simple digestive cavity. Simple digestive cavity, okay? Examples of coelentrates are what? Hydra. We have hydra, we have jellyfish. Okay, those are examples of what? Of coelentrates. Okay, they have true tissues, they have radial symmetry, all right, and they have a simple digestive cavity. Okay, examples are what? Hydra and jellyfish. Then we have what? The platyhelminths. Okay, the platyhelminths. All right, these platyhelminths are the first to show organ level organization. First to show organ level organization. All right, platyhelminths, they are the first to show in evolutionary trend, they are the first to show organ level organization. Examples are planaria and tapeworms. Okay, examples are planaria and tapeworms. Okay, you know that what platyhelminths, they are flatworms, right? So they are the flatworms. Okay, the flatworms are the first to show organ level organization. Examples are what? Planarians and what? And tapeworms. Then we have the nemathelminths. Okay, after the platyhelminths, we also have what? The nemathelminths. Okay, these ones, they are the roundworms. Okay, these roundworms, they are cylindrical. Okay, they have an unsegmented body. Okay, they are cylindrical and they have what? An unsegmented what? Body, but they have a complete digestive system. All right, they have a complete digestive system. All right, and obviously the example is what? Roundworm. Okay, so those are what? The nemathelminths. Okay, from the platyhelminths, we have what? The nemathelminths. Platyhelminths are the flatworms. Nemathelminths, okay, they are what? The roundworms. They are cylindrical, they have an unsegmented body, but they have a complete digestive system, okay? And a good example is what? The roundworm. Then we have what? The annelids. The annelids, okay? We have from the nemathelminths, we now have what? The annelids. Annelids, okay? These ones are called the segmented worms. Okay, obviously they have what? A segmented body. And then they have what? A closed circulatory system. All right, so those are what annelids. All right, they have what they are called segmented worms. They have a segmented body, and also they have a closed. They have a closed circulatory system. Examples are earthworm and leech. See earthworm, yeah. Then you see leech here. All right, so those are what annelids. Okay, they have a segmented body. They have a closed circulatory system. Examples earthworm and leech. Then we have the arthropods. Okay, we have the arthropods. Arthropods. Okay, arthropods. What am I spelling? Arthropods. Okay, this ones they have is segmented body. They have jointed legs. Okay, they have jointed legs. They have exoskeleton. They have jointed legs. They have exoskeleton. Okay, they have segmented body also. Okay, examples are insects. Okay, crustaceans. Okay, insects like cockroach are in this group. Crustaceans like crab, right, are in this group. Okay, so those are arthropods. You see the level of organization from protozoans to porifera, coelentrites, platyhelminthes, nematelminthes, annelids, arthropods. Then we have the mollusks. Okay, also they have those soft-bodied animals. Okay, then have the mollusks. Mollusks. Okay, is this C? Okay, I think C or K is correct. Okay, so the mollusks. All right, so these mollusks, they are soft-bodied animals. Soft-bodied animals. Okay, they have many shells. They have many shells, isn't it? Example, we have snail. Okay, we have octopus. Octopus. All right, so those are mollusks, soft-bodied animals with many shells. Okay, examples are snails and octopus. Then we have echinoderms. Echinoderms are marine animals. Okay, where will you put that now? Please, hope you have taken these notes. Please take it to. We are still continuing. We are not done yet. I'm showing you the full evolutionary sequence or trend. Okay, in animals from protozoans up to the chordates. Okay, so after mollusks, we now have the echinoderms, the marine animals. Okay, so we have echinoderms, marine animals. All right, they have radial symmetry, especially in their adults. All right, so we have echinoderms. Echinoderms. These ones are marine animals. Okay, also they have radial symmetry, especially in their adults. Okay, so with they have radial symmetry in their adults. Okay, those ones are they are echinoderms. Examples are starfish, which is starfish, sea urchin. Okay, all these ones are they are echinoderms. Okay, so from echinoderms we now have the chordates. Chordates. Okay, this one the vertebrates. All right, these ones they have backbone. Okay, at one stage of their life. Okay, backbones. They have backbone at one stage of their life. Okay, so those are chordates. And the evolutionary sequence in chordates, okay, you must also know it. A lot of questions have been set, especially in chordates, okay? You must know the evolutionary sequence in chordates. You begin with the fish, okay, from the fish to the amphibians, okay? So we have the fishes, okay? From the fishes, we now have the amphibians. From the amphibians, we now have the reptiles. From the reptiles, we now have the birds. From the birds, we now have the mammals. From the mammals, we now have primates and humans. Please take note of this also. It's very important to your exam success. All right? So the evolutionary sequence in chordates, in the vertebrates, begins with the fish, okay? The fishes that live in water, okay? They are aquatic. Then the amphibians, that live on both land and water. Reptiles, they live mostly on the land. Birds, they are adapted for flight. All right, mammals, okay, they have mammary glands, okay, they produce milk, All right. They are what? They are warm-blooded. All right. Then we now have what? The primates and what? And humans. This one, they have brain. They have brain. And then, of course, they can think. They have what? A higher level of what? Of thinking faculty than any of what? Of this what? Vertebrates. So this is what the evolutionary what trend in what? In, what is it called now? In animals. Please take note of what? Them. So we can now go back to these questions and what answer the questions we have. All right. Let's clean and have space. So the question we were on 2012 number 4. Okay. So now it said that which of the following is most advanced in the evolutionary trend of animals? Okay. So A says the liver fluke, B says the earthworm, C says the snail, D says the cockroach. Okay. Obviously, the answer there was what? Option C, the snail. Snail is what's a mollusk. The mollusks, they are just after what? The arthropods. Okay. So arthropods come before mollusks. So mollusks are more advanced than arthropods. Okay. Please review what the evolutionary trend. Okay. It's not on the board. Okay. After mollusks will now have what? Echinodons, they will now have chordates. So please, correct answer there will be option C. Okay. Not cockroach. It's not cockroach. Neither is the earthworm or liver fluke. So let us go to 2011. Number 49. It says the wings of a bat, okay, and those of a bird are example. Have you not seen something like this before? Later you say they don't repeat questions, okay? So this is where all of you shoot yourself in the field. JAMB, no, they repeat question, okay? All right? Because you have not read and because you have not studied the past questions. That's why you're supposed to get an app like this that will help you, okay, in that regard. All right, so 2011 number 49, okay, correct answer there will be what? Option what? Option A, convergent evolution. All right, convergent evolution. That's an example of what? Of an analogous what? Structure. So let's go. 2011 number 47. It says the fallacy in Lamarck's evolutionary theory was the assumption that he said traits are acquired through this disuse of body parts. B say acquired traits are heritable. C say acquired traits are seldom formed. D say traits are acquired through the use of body parts. Okay. Correct answer is option 1 B. Okay, where you say we can inherit acquired traits. Okay, that was the fallacy, a very huge fallacy in what Lamarck's what evolutionary what theory. Now, 2010 number 50. Number 15. It says that the flippers of a whale and the fins of a fish are examples of. This is not what you have. This is the third question we are seeing on convergent evolution now. Okay, so correct answer there will be convergent evolution. Well, there's no need to debate that one. Okay, so if you like, do not go and watch all the tutorial episodes before this class. 2010, we have 2010 number 7. It says use the diagram below to answer the question that follows. Okay, they say which of the animals represent the oldest creature in terms of evolutionary history. Okay, if you look at them, they are all what? Vertebrates. So they all belong to the phylum Chordata. Okay, they are vertebrates. Now they say which of the animal represent the oldest creature. Okay, which one came first? We began with fish. Okay, fishes came, amphibians, reptiles. So the oldest one there will be fish, isn't it? Without even looking at the other ones. Okay, there's no need for us to know what one is. One there looks like a rabbit, obviously. Okay, so 2 is what? It's not crocodile. Then 3 there is a rat or something. Okay, but irrespective, fish is the oldest. So it's the oldest creature, and the correct answer that will be IV, which is option D. Are we together? Hope you're enjoying ourselves. So please like this video, like, subscribe, and share. Like, we'll download the app and activate. Tell your friends about the app. And make them pass the exam at once. Many people don't pass. They don't blast 300. They don't enter school. Okay? Your case is not good different. So let us see 2008, number 49. It says that which of the following is the most advanced evolutionary development in plants? In plants, so A say possession of unicellular structures. B say development of flowers. Okay. C say dispersal of spores. D say development of secondary thickening. Okay. Correct answer there will be what? Development of flowers. The most advanced. I talk about evolutionary development. The most advanced is what? Development of flowers. Okay. What we saw what? The angiosperms. Okay. The angiosperms. Okay. The flowering plants. Like the mangoes, the wheat, the maize, all of those ones. You see why you should know evolutionary trend. 2006, number 39, it says, a characteristic that best exemplifies the evolutionary advancement of mammals over vertebrates is the a characteristic that best exemplifies the evolutionary advancement of mammals over other vertebrates is a viviparous mode of reproduction. You know what viviparity is now? Where they can give birth to live young ones. They do not lay eggs, okay, outside their body. Okay, so B say the possession of paired limbs. C say terrestrial mode of life. D say possession of a heart. Okay, correct answer there will be the viviparous mode of what? Of reproduction. Okay, that is option A. 2003, number 45. It says that an argument against Lamarck's theory of evolution is that it says A says disuse of body parts cannot weaken the parts. That if you refuse to use a part of your body, it will not weaken the part. B says disused part is dropped off in the offspring. The part where you no gree use, you go lose them. That's his option B. C says acquired traits cannot be passed onto the offspring. And acquired traits cannot be passed onto the offspring. Okay, that is C. They say traits cannot be acquired through constant use of body parts. All right, they say an argument against okay, Lamarck's theory. So the question now, the reason why you face this question now is possibly because you have not understood what the question is saying. All right, Lamarck said that acquired traits can be inherited. That means you can transfer acquired traits from parents to the to the offsprings. Okay, but the argument was against that theory. Instead, acquired traits cannot be inherited, and that's what option C is saying, that acquired traits cannot be passed on to the offspring. Okay, so that is the argument against what Lamarck said when he said acquired traits can be inherited. So correct answer there will be option C. You see, ba? All right, let's go. We have 2002, number 22. Okay, it says in his theory of evolution, Darwin implied that he said the struggle for existence among living organisms is sporadic. Okay. B says the most successful organisms are those that adapt to their environment. Natural selection. Okay. The most successful organisms are those that best adapt to their environment, which is true. C says organs of the body which are not regularly used by an organism will disappear. Down Lamarck talking. This says any trait acquired by an organism during its lifetime can be passed to down Lamarck talking. Okay. So correct answer there will be option B. The most successful organisms are those that best adapt to their environment. Are you not enjoying yourself? You see how answering questions becoming easy because you know, bah? So let us see 2002, number 7. They say, use the diagram below to answer this question. They say, the correct evolutionary sequence of the organisms represented is, okay, obviously they are giving what? Chordates, okay? There's a bird, there's a fish, there's a, is that a rabbit? I have a rabbit. I don't know what that one is, okay? But obviously you know that it begins with fish. The oldest is fish. Okay, then amphibians, then reptiles. Okay, and if you look at the options very well, so that you don't waste your time, look at the options very well. All right, you will see that it's only one option that started with option with IV as the option. Okay, option D says IV 2, 3, and 1. Okay, so correct answer there will be option D because you know that fish is the oldest. Okay, it's still on the board here. I still seen it. Fish is the oldest. Then we now have other mammals. Okay, so let us continue. 2001, number 50. It says, Darwin is considered the first scientist who correctly explained the theory of organic evolution. B say use and disuse. Use and disuse is what? It's Lamarck. C say special creation. That one, Father Suarez. This is spontaneous generation, okay? It's still not it, okay? Because we have many scientists. Louis Pasteur, Spallanzani, okay, and so many other scientists. Okay, they did experiments. So correct answer there will be option A, organic evolution. 2000, number 8. It says the order in which organic evolution has progressed in plants is talophytes. Find chisophytes first. We already know this. So we begin with chisophytes. Okay, bacteria. And look at the other options. No one will have chisophytes. Correct answer is option B. No need to waste time because you don't know them. 1999, number 45. 99, number 45. It says, from evolutionary standpoint, the older a fossil-bearing rock is, the more likely it is to contain aves as opposed to amphibians. B say invertebrates as opposed to vertebrates. C say angiosperms as opposed to algae. D say vertebrates are opposed to what? To invertebrates. Okay. So many of you were there when we spoke about what? Fossil records. Okay, we spoke about paleontology, all right? We made mention of what? Of rocks. Okay, different layers of rock and organisms that were found there. All right. So it was very easy. It's more likely the older the evolutionary stand, the older a fossil bearing rock is, okay, it is more likely to contain invertebrates, okay, not vertebrates. So correct answer will be option what? Option B. All right. Now let us go to 1997, number 49. I'm just abridging many things because I cannot start the class over again. I will have taught all of them. Go and listen to all of the classes. Come back to these questions. You see how sweet it is for you. 1997, number 49 says fossil records found in sedimentary rocks offer some explanation of the theory of evolution because they say deposits have remained of organism characteristics of when they were formed, which is very true. Okay, the deposits, okay, that are found in all of those layers, okay, gives us an idea of what of evolution. This a different structure have remains of organisms of the same kind. That's wrong. C say only organisms with strong parts are fossilized. This say most animal and plant fossils bear little resemblance to present-day living specimens. Very wrong. Correct answer is option A there. I've done all of this in the class. They also have 2024, number 17. Says the main force that regularly produces evolutionary change is A say mutation, B say genetic drift, C say genetic variation, D say natural selection. Okay, correct answer there is what? Is natural selection. That's the main force that regularly produces what? Evolutionary what? Change. Okay, from neo-Darwinism, spoke about neo-Darwinism, right? Neo. Okay, there were some forces, okay, that were listed that leads to what? That produces evolutionary change. Okay, natural selection is the main force. After natural selection, we have mutation. Okay, B is genetic drift. Okay, we have mutation, we have genetic drift. Okay, C say genetic variation, D say natural selection. So natural selection is correct, but we also have what? Genetic drift. Where genetic drift, we also have, we'll talk about, I don't think we spoke about genetic drift. Genetic drift. Okay, genetic drift speaks about what? Chance. Okay, all right, let's say bears, some groups of bears are here, brown bears, and let's say yellow bears are here now. Then one very strong wind comes, blows these birds to another location, far distant location. Some of them on the way they will die, isn't it? And they say it is the yellow ones that survived. Okay, yellow ones and one brown one that survived. So in that place, in that new location where they are found, okay, if they begin to breed, naturally that brown one, before you know it, it may even go extinct in that location. But why the yellow ones will not be found there? So when you now go there, you will not think there's only yellow birds that were here from the beginning. No, it was not yellow birds alone. Okay, it is by chance, it is by luck that this yellow bird got to this location and decided interbreeding. So we'll look at genetic drift. We'll look at what genetic drift. We'll look at what gene flow also. Okay, we'll look at genetic drift. I'm going to look at gene flow. All right, let us finish our question there. We'll close with that one so that you understand it perfectly well. So correct answer is natural selection is the main force that produces evolutionary change. Okay, other forces include mutation, genetic. We have spoken about mutation. That's why I'm not talking about mutation. I'm not going to talk about it. We'll talk about genetic drift. We'll talk about gene flow. Then 2023, number 10. It says that which of the following statement best describes the concept of evolution? Okay, they say A say evolution is the sudden appearance of new species in the fossil record. No. B say evolution is the inheritance of acquired characteristics. God forbid. C says evolution is the process of organisms becoming more complex over time. Like I've told you, even from the introduction of evolution, we say that evolution is not about complexities at all. Okay, so option C is also wrong. This evolution is the change in heritable traits within a population over what generation. So over generation, there's some change in heritable traits. Correct answer will be option D. 2023, number 17. Number 17 says, which of the following is an evolutionary trend commonly observed in organisms? commonly observed in organisms. They say decreased complexity over time. Decreased complexity over time. They say decreased adaptation to the environment. They say increased genetic diversity within populations, okay, which is obviously what the correct answer. All right, this is increased dependence on external resources. So it's increased genetic diversity within populations, okay. That is an evolutionary trend that is observed. That is why you see that word from fishes, which are simpler, amphibians, reptiles, bears, mammals. They're up to what? Primates, which are primates and what? And humans, okay. So that is what increased genetic for diversity. We begin to see, as we begin to progress, we begin to see what increased genetic diversity. 2023, number 13. Okay, it says the theory of evolution can be defined as, let's say, the idea that species change over time through natural processes, which is very correct, okay? That is the idea that species change over time through natural selection, okay? No natural selection, we also have artificial selection. Natural selection is done by nature. Artificial selection is what done by humans in the laboratory, okay? So it is through natural selection that this what process happen, all right? So they say they believe that all species were created in their current form. They say the hypothesis that organisms strive to improve themselves over generations. This is the concept that evolution occurs through a series of sudden and dramatic changes. Okay, correct answer is option A. 2021, number 38 says, according to Charles Darwin theory of evolution, natural selection involves survival of, obviously, is the fittest, okay? That's what it means, okay? Although it was not the one that gave what the 10, all right? But of course, it is the survival of the fittest, okay? It's not the survival of the weakest, okay? Because it is species that are better adapted, okay? That now interbreed, produce, reproduce, okay? And give birth to to surviving young ones. Correct answer is option D. 2021, number 32 says, which of the following scientists, 2021, 32. They say, which of the following scientists was involved in organic evolution? A say Mendel. It's not Mendel. B say Lamarck. C say Morgan. D say Pasteur. Okay, correct answer is Lamarck. Lamarck was the first individual to give a theory on evolution. Okay, correct answer is option B. 2020, number 26. I'm getting tired myself. I'll list the other question for you to go and answer as assignment. Tell me the answers in the comment section. If 2020, number 20 say, in evolution, analogous structure are significant because they show, let's say, physiological diversity. B say functional diversity, okay, for analogous structures. Okay, functional diversity. C say genetic diversity. This is structural diversity. Correct answer is option B. All right. So now you go to the app, okay, just like the way we did that. Click on question search on the application. Search for evolution. Right? Select the subject biology, search for evolution, and then you answer among the questions that come out, answer these questions. Okay, find these questions and answer them. 2011, number 43. 2009, number 50. 2003, number 49. 2000, number 47. 2008, number 50. 1995, number 49. 2022, number 10. 2020, number 37. Okay, so answer all of these questions. Please note them down because I want to talk about genetic drifts and and gene flow quickly before we close the class. Write them down, okay? Please ensure you download the app. Download the app, activate it. It's for your own good, yeah? I beg, because of God, get it. So, like the video also, subscribe to the channel, all right? And share the link of the video to your friends and Lord. I've cleaned it too, okay? So you can take the video back and do that. Genetic drift. All right, now, genetic drift. Let me explain genetic drift in a very easy way, okay? So I have, let's say I have this, what's it called? This cocoa or colo that has pens. Okay, you can see there are pens inside. There are many colors, so okay, but imagine there are only two colors in this colo now, right? Only red and blue, for example. So let's say initially we have 100 blue pens. Okay, they will now have 100 red pens. Okay, inside this colo. Imagine. Then now A small child comes. You know, so the baby sees something like this now to the scatter. Okay, a small child comes and what tumbles what the colo. Okay, and then what many of the what these pens. Okay, many of them what got dispersed in different directions. Okay, and then at the end inside this colo, all right, we now had only, for example, we now had 50 watts blue and 1 red, for example, in this what in this column now, for example. So this these biros that we're using here, okay, they represent what the alleles. Okay, they represent what I know what alleles are now. Alternative forms of genes are alleles. Forms of genes. Okay, it's what known as what alleles. Okay, so or different version of genes is what we call alleles. Now we now have 50 blue and 1 red. Okay, now the next generation of what? Of if they are organisms, for example, the next generation of organisms, they will mostly be blue. True or false? Okay, true, isn't it? Why? Is it because blue is better? No, it's not because blue is better. It was by chance that what many of this what red got dispersed from this what color or from this what particular what location or from this particular ecosystem. All right. So it was by chance that what that they dispersed. So for that same reason, blue will be more in population. So that's what we call what is called what genetic what drift. That is an explanation. That is the way to picture genetic drift. It's what is random. Genetic drift is what is random. It's what it happens what randomly. It is not by natural selection. It's not by natural selection. All right. So it is not even done by a human being in the laboratory. Okay, it just happens. Okay, you can do it in the laboratory anyway. Okay, we can select that. You can say that you want more of blue than red. You can select it in the laboratory. Okay, but it is not by natural. It is not nature that does this one. Okay, it happened by what? By chance. It happened by what? By luck. Okay, so that is what we know as what? As genetic what drift. All right. So we define genetic drift as what? Random changes. Random changes in the frequency of genes in a small population, due to chance, not because of natural selection. All right, so that is what we know as what? As genetic drift. You must understand it, okay? It comes out in your exam very well. All right, so it is what? The random change in the frequency of alleles, okay? Or in the number of what? Of alleles in a small population due to what? To chance, not because of what? Natural selection. Two main situations where genetic drift happens is number one we call bottleneck effect. Okay, now for example, in bottleneck effect, a large population will just suddenly become small. Okay, that's what happens in bottleneck effect. All right, a large population suddenly becomes small. All right, that is the bottleneck effect. What may cause this? For example, flood. Okay, what may cause this? Fire. Okay, all of this may be the reason why what a population which was initially large, okay, will now what become what small. Okay, also what disease can also cause this, isn't it? Disease can cause this. All right, so that is what the bottleneck effect. Okay, a large population suddenly becomes small. Okay, due to what? Flood, due to fire, outbreak, or what? Due to what? Diseases. The few survivors, the few that survive will not have all the genetic diversity that the original group has. Okay, so the few survivors will not have all the genetic diversity that the original group had. Okay, so that is what the bottleneck effect. Okay, and that is why we usually say that genetic drift happens more in a small population rather than large ones. Okay, so bottleneck effect is when a large population suddenly becomes small. Okay, due to flood, fire, or disease. Okay, and the few survivors do not have all the genetic diversity that the original or initial what group had. Then we also have what the founder effect. Number 2, the second situation is the founder effect. Okay, so what happens in the founder what effect? All right, a small population may leave what the main population to go and start a new colony, a new what, they don't go and form their own, they don't go form their own village. Okay, so a small population or a small what group, okay, will leave the main population to what now? To start a new colony. Okay, and it happens that sometimes when this small group leave this main population to start a new colony, that what they have what rare genes that are found in the population. They have those rare genes, those very genes that we are looking for, the good ones. They have the good genes. They have the rare genes that are needed, and this happens by what? By chance. It does not happen by natural. So it happened just by what? By luck. It happened that what? Among this small group that left, okay, some of them had what? This what? They have what? That rare gene. They have what? That diversity. Okay, that what? That the group had. Okay, not be the like bearers come out, and the ones where get the real genes. So that is what founder what effect. So these are the two situations where genetic drift what happens. Okay, bottleneck effect, where a large population becomes small, and then you see that the few survivors do not have all of the genetic diversity that the original group had, and the founder effect, when a small group leaves the main population to start what? A new colony. Okay, so that is what the second what situation. So it is important to know that genetic drift is what? Is random. Okay, it's random. All right, and it works strongly in what? A small population other than large ones, and that over time, okay, there may be loss of what? Genetic for diversity. Okay, so let's quickly talk about what is it called? Gene flow, and we are out of here. So this is the last part. We are closing the class soon. Please ensure you have downloaded the app, ensure you are subscribed to this channel, and ensure you have copied the link of this video in order to share to your friends and your loved ones. Gene flow. All right, now for gene flow, let me give you an illustration. Okay, let's say we have two villages. Okay, village A people, I'm from Ososo in Edo State. Okay, if for any reason you're from Ososo and you're watching this video, okay, please just make sure you drop a comment. I will see it. I will reply to you. Or any of my member of staff will see it and they will tell me. Okay, please, if I'm from Ososo and you're watching this video, drop a message. So my village is Ososo in Akoko Edo local government in Edo State. Or if you are from Akoko Edo, drop a comment. Okay. So now, let's say Ososo village people, they have what? Brown eyes. Okay, let me say blue sexy eyes. Okay, like us, like me now, blue eyes. Okay, let's say we have blue eyes like me. I don't get blue eye. Then let's say we have another village. Let's say Uneme. Uneme is a village in Akoko Edo too. Let's say they have what? Brown eyes. Now, if the men from Ososo now leave their village, they leave all the fine girls in their village, they now go and find girls, okay, in what? In Uneme. All right, they have brown eyes. And then they now what? Mate. They now interbreed. Okay? In the population, you see that what? Some people in what? In Uneme will now start having what? Blue eyes. Isn't it true or false? Yes, naturally. So that is what? Gene flow, the movement of genes. Okay? So gene flow, we say, is what? The movement of genes from one population to another through, it could be through migration, it could be through mating, or pollen transfer in plants. Okay, so that's what we know as gene flow, the movement of gene from one population to another through migration, it could be through mating or pollen transfer in plants. It is the transfer of what? Of genes through what? Different populations. Okay, it is the transfer. I can also say it is the transfer of genes between different populations due to migration or interbreeding. Okay, so that is what gene flow. You must take note of this. Also, what comes out in your exam very well. You see your past question now, you will encounter all of them. Okay, so the movement of genes from one population to another through migration, mating, or pollen transfer in plants. Okay, the transfer of genes between different populations due to what? Migration or interbreeding. What is the effect, okay, of what of gene flow? It increases what? Genetic variation. Genetic variation in what? In population. Just like what blue eye missing what brown eye. You know, people now have blue eyes. Okay, so it increases genetic what? Variation. Okay, the effects, number one, it increases genetic variation in population. All right, then also number two, it makes different populations more similar over time. Okay, so that's another what? Effect of what? Of gene flow. Okay, increasing genetic variation in population makes different populations more similar over time. Examples are, for example, pollens that is taken from what? From one plant to another. Okay, it's you see that we see what? We will see mixing of what? Of genes. Okay, let's say this is field A, this is field B. Pollens from field A go to what? Field B. Field B, okay? We see what? Mixing of genes happen. Also, animals that move from one head to what? To another, okay? Introduces what? New genes also, okay? So that is what gene flow in what? In full effect. All right, so thank you for joining us. Thank you for enjoying our class on evolution. My name is Master T, the Grand Commander of the O3 Schools Army. All right, you have only one choice, and that is to succeed. Okay, please ensure you take your academics serious. Study to show yourself approved. Okay, do not be looking for how to do expo. That is a sure way for you to fail. Finish your syllabus in time, and you will see yourself smiling when you check your result. Okay, please download our app, activate. Follow us on all our social media platforms, YouTube, Facebook, okay, and of course, ensure that what you are sharing the link for our videos to your friends and tell people about our app also. Wish you all the best. Enjoy. Salute.